What is up, everybody? How's it going, guys? So I'm back with another one. Brian Koberger, the killer of the four MOSOW Idaho students that was brutally stabbed in MOSOW Idaho. We've been covering this case, guys. We've been going on about it, and so has other people. But finally, he was caught, guys. He was caught yesterday. Crazy. I'm glad it's over with. I do believe, what, it's 48 days, 49 days, something like that. Anyways, I actually was on Dolly Vision's. I actually phone audioed into his line and talked about him. He was playing a video that I actually. Reason why I called was he was playing a video that I actually was listening to, and it sounded like the killer describing like how the bodies was stacked, how many times the body was stabbed. But he went on to say that he was actually a family friend of one of the law enforcement. That's the reason why he got his inside information. So I'm about to show you guys a video. This is 100% Brian Koberger, the one who actually called in or made the video of him detail by detail how the girls was killed, about a girl running away. He grabbed her. It is disturbing, guys, so viewer discretion is advised, guys. But anyways, first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe, channel is highly appreciated. But let's jump right to the video.
On Friday, a man was arrested by the name of Brian Koberger for the murders in Idaho, the four students that lost their lives in the early morning hours of the 13th of November. But did we know that the whole time this guy was surrounding us? You've probably already heard this. It was on Facebook. This is Brian Koberger, putting himself amongst the Idaho murder groups, talking with you all, giving his thoughts and theories on it, whilst pretending just be another concerned citizen.
Into the quadruple homicide in Idaho.
So, guys, this is 100% Brian Koberger talking in this audio. So basically, I took it as kind of like a confession, guys, because that's actually basically what it sounded like. So I 100% took it as a confession. The caller making an audio recording of him, putting it out there of how the bodies was stacked. He went on to say the livers and everything else was actually, guys. So 100% Brian Koberger is in this video. He actually shows his reflection and everything, but let's check it out together.
I don't want to be any more specific than that because I don't want to put anybody in a challenging or contentious situation regarding their continued employment. And I will say what I'm about to tell you is secondhand, but it is from what I believe to be a very reliable source. Again, this can only be considered a rumor as I don't have firsthand knowledge. I never planned on posting any of this information out of respect for the victims' families. However, now that one of the victims' fathers has released some of the gruesome details himself, I'd like to share some of the investigative theory. As you know, the two women were found in the same bed, but with similar wounds. That's what's being reported. That's not exactly 100% true, at least in regard to the fact that they hadn't fallen to sleep in the same bed. One of the victim's wounds were deep gouges that were delivered with extremely aggressive force, so much so that the victim's liver and lungs were destroyed. Here's the theory that's happening.
Guys, as we know, people went on to say this was actually on news. They talked about this on the news and everything else, guys. I heard nothing about this on the news, guys. This guy 100% is the killer in this video who's actually talking. Like I said, it shows a reflection in his TV. Guys, but how did they catch him? Was it DNA? Was it actually tips? They had a lot of tips. I don't even think they even found the car yet. So, guys, it's been crazy. No knife, no DNA. And he actually had a background in criminology. And he posted stuff on the internet wanting basically people with the history of actually prohibiting murder or something like that to actually talk to him. That way he could actually get mind sight of how to actually follow through with the murder. But he made it look like it was part of his college, guys, that he was actually seeking this stuff for online. Crazy. So my thought is I think he actually processed all this stuff and actually carried it out thinking he can get away with it. He was actually basically smarter than the police, smarter than forensics. stuff like that. Which 49 days, 48 days is a long time when you brutally stab 4 suspects and you kill them, guys. But now we have him basically giving a confession. That's actually what I'm going to call this, is actually a confession, guys. Anyways, let's jump right back to the video.
They definitely think it was a man because of the force of the wounds. The person must have been very strong. They think the man came into the room after doing what they did on the second floor. They went upstairs. The person cleanly and quietly unalived the first victim. The second victim awoke and tried to run. They believe that the man possibly grabbed her, and she screamed loudly.
We're just going to pause for 2 seconds while I tell you to look closely at the screen now, because he happens to actually catch himself on video recording himself. There is Bryan Kohberger talking to us all like he has nothing to do with this crime.
That is actually him, guys. I've done, scaling and stuff on his face. That is actually him. 100%. Like I said, it's like a confession he was making. But then he sent this in, and people's used it all over the internet now. And I actually had people going on to say that they didn't even know about this recording or this video that he's actually on right here. But did he know he actually caught himself on here? Did he look at it and be like, oh, well, I'm not redoing it. I want to put this out because I want to get it out there that I know how it was done. So I want to make money off of this, because he thought he wasn't going to get caught. No killer that commits that kind of crime thinks he's going to get caught. But the police go on to say that he actually was looking to kill again for a bigger happiness target, whatever else it may be, because he thought he got away with that one, guys. Anyways, let's jump right back to the video.
The man then harmed her, and the reason the wounds were of such force, he was delivering it quickly and forcibly to quiet her, which I apologize for how I know it's disturbing, but anyway, how do we know that she screamed? Because 3 individuals reported hearing a scream between 3:45 and 4 o'clock. That's why the police have such a specific time frame as to when the murders occurred. Because I don't know if you noticed, but the authorities weren't called the next day until late in the morning, yet they had a very specific time frame when the murder happened. They think the scream is why. And after reviewing video files from the neighborhood, they reviewed security cameras in the area, and they have an audio file I haven't heard it, but I was told that you can clearly hear a loud scream from a female. That scream was recorded at exactly 3:38 a.m. Neighbors say they didn't call the police because they said there's often loud noise coming from the house. I was told that there are parties there all the time. Again, I don't know if that's true, but it's what I was told. The weapon used was a long serrated-edged hunting knife with a fixed blade. The weapon had not been in the house. The person brought it with them and took it when they left. The 2 victims were on the same bed, not side by side. One victim was found on top of the other. The reason is that the one tried to escape and was grabbed, harmed, and then shoved and fell on top of her friend.
See, guys, there's no one else out there, and I've said this in my previous video I done, guys, when I was on Dolly Vision's audio call. There's nobody out there that's actually going to know this much detail but the killer, and that's what I said, and this is the killer on this video, plain as day. So it basically is like an audio confession. Nobody else is going to actually give out this information. If you're a cop and you spill this information, they can't find out, you're going to lose your job or whatever else the consequences may be at that time. This is 100% Bryan Kohberger doing this video. You can see it in reflection and everything. So the killer is actually giving us his information whenever nobody knew it was the killer, but we called it from day one. I said that this was the killer's video, the killer talking in this video, because nobody else would actually know this information. So anyways, guys, let's jump right back to the video.
That is why There is there's a lot of blood mixtures on this at the scene. They're also desperately looking for this white car. The reason being is that it was seen speeding by an A&W gas station. I don't even know what that is, but anyway, that's, again, it could be wrong. I was just told it was seen speeding by an A&W gas station / hangout at 3:45. Now, if the screen was recorded at 3:38 and the car sped by at 3:45, it's a very tight time frame, but it is possible that the person left immediately and rushed and was seen speeding by. Also, the scream may have been what caused the person to quickly leave. That scream could have been what saved the other two roommates' lives. The person knew that they might be detected, so they sped away. Again, this is all just rumor. Take it for what it is. I just pray for these young people. I hope they rest in peace and that their families can find peace after this horrible crime. And I hope that the person who committed it can be brought to justice. Thanks a lot.
There we have it. Brian Kohlberger finally arrested for the murders of the 4 Idaho students in Moscow, Idaho. He went on and actually put out basically information for murderers and killers to get back with him. That way he can get inside their mind and actually ask them questions about how to get away with it, and premeditated murder as well, how to get away with that. So basically he made it as look like part of his college to actually find this out, guys. Crazy. I'm glad he's finally caught, guys. That is 100% Brian Kohlberger in that video. You see his reflection. You can see his face. You can see the, side by side, whatever else it may be, guys. I knew it was whenever I heard it because there's no one else out there with that information, that much information, and, well, details of stabbing, body stacked, girl running away, other than the killer. So that's who that was. Anyways, guys, go check out the channel. There's a lot more where that come from, guys. Thank you, guys. Subscribe, guys. Almost at 5,000 subscribers, guys. Let's hit that. Anyways, your boy Deuces is out. Thank you, guys.